Hi, Tom Cole, the coach for Steve Taylor's Community Connection, and certainly a real privilege for me today to welcome in one gentleman I know, for a lifetime, and another gentleman I've just met who I admire so greatly what he's doing. We have Mr. George Benson from Trinity Episcopal, and Mr. Steve. Did I say Steve?
You did. That's my brother.
That's your brother, Phil Skeldon. That's funny. I get you guys mixed up.
There's 7 of them. So.
Yeah, the Skeldons are.
One to choose from, yeah.
Phil Skeldon, who's spent his whole life as a community servant and just done a great job, as George, you have also. Phil reached out to me about what you're doing on these, is it a Sunday breakfast?
It is.
Can take me inside that, George,
Yeah.
what that is?
Before the pandemic came, Trinity hosted a Sunday morning breakfast because they found out that on Sunday mornings in downtown Toledo, it's one of the few places you couldn't get food reliably.
Okay.
The pandemic came and the ministry ended because of that. I was hired in 2022, and through the course of about 18 months, we collected some data and found out that that was still the case. You could not get a warm meal on Sunday mornings if you were unhoused or on the margins, with the exception of maybe one place, which is 419 Cares. And so we came together, we saw this need, and we said, okay, we're going to start this breakfast ministry up where we feed the same thing every week. We do eggs, sausage, hash browns, and then juice, oatmeal, coffee, all that other stuff, because we wanted a reliable and safe meal for people who may not experience reliable and safe things throughout their daily life. And so starting at 8:30 in the morning to 9:15, we'll serve about 80 people in that 45-minute window. And we do things a little differently. Normally, in a situation like this, you'd come in, you'd go through a cafeteria line, you'd sit down and everything else. We serve everything restaurant style.
Okay.
So
That is different. It's very different, yeah.
So if you walk on in on a Sunday morning, you'll meet somebody at a host stand, you'll get a name tag, and you'll get a hello, and then you'll go sit at a table, one of our 13 that's there. It's got flowers on it. It's got, a table number and everything. And there is a dedicated server who will bring your table of 6 people a bowl of eggs, hash browns, sausage, and things like that. Coffee and oatmeal, all that is self-serve. But we do that because we think it's important to nourish not just people's stomachs, but their body and soul as well.
George, that is such a wonderful idea, and I'm going to reach out. I talked to Phil. I'm going to reach out to Steve, and we're going to support you doing this.
Thank you.
Yes, it's very important. But there's a respect issue here, I think. People that are underserved, they don't very often get a restaurant opportunity where people are waiting on them, giving them a meal per se. And is that part of it, the respect element?
Yeah, it's one of the things that I really enjoy about working with Phil and our incredible volunteers, who we have a group of almost 50 that will come through the month, whether they're a member of our church or not, which is one of the things I love about this, is we don't require anybody who wants to help or come to this that they be a part of Trinity.
Yes.
We just say, hey, this is a safe space and you're welcomed in, is that we care about the dignity and the common humanity of everybody who walks through those doors.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that that other places in Toledo don't do that.
But they don't serve the way you're serving.
That's true, and that's fine, because it takes a village to, we're not trying to be Cherry Street, we're not trying to be somebody else, we're trying to be people working within the means that we have, and because there are other organizations that are out there, like shelters who are feeding, we can be a little more experimental in that.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful concept, and maybe it'll catch on with other people, but you're doing something very cool, and I know working with Phil is worked with Phil for so many years at St. John's, and all the incredible work he did there as a youth servant, helping kids, getting them in the right lane and the right path, and it's so very important. Phil, you've understood people being underserved with food, not having those opportunities. I don't think most people in Toledo understand, in the surrounding area, that people go without. And talk, because you've worked in this for a long time. Yeah. Talk a little bit about that, Phil.
Well, I think the thing that you talked about, Tom, about the dignity of people. So Mark Dubalak, who also goes to Trinity now, was at St.
Dude's a great
Ursula.
guy, yeah.
He and I started a program called the Labra program
Yes.
at St. John's and St. Ursula, where we go out every Monday night and serve out of the back of our vans. And you'd be surprised that the people that we serve and the people that we serve at Trinity Episcopal, nobody looks at them for an
Right.
entire week.
Right.
They don't look at them in the eye and
Right.
give them the time of day at all.
Right.
So I think when these people come in and they are served with real plates, real silverware,
Yes.
and people are waiting on them, that's huge. It's huge for these people who, I mean, it's just huge for their dignity.
Yeah.
And so I think that's extremely important.
You know, it's you're both so very smart about this. I'm not smart, but I've been in education for a long time. You've been around people, and you learn certain things. And one little thing that maybe you two say or do at a Sunday breakfast, right, or being treated that way can change a paradigm for a person. People don't realize it's not always the grandiose gestures and huge money and all these things. I mean, if you have that, that's great. But sometimes it's that one little thing that somebody took the time to talk to me, somebody took the time to respect me, treat me with dignity as they do on your Sunday brunches, can change everything. And I think that's what you're talking about.
You know, and I think what George failed to say, which is he is a huge part of it, is that consistency, that we do it every Sunday of the year.
Yeah.
And people know that we are going to be there.
Yes.
That is huge also. That consistency, looking people in the eye and treating them with respect is huge.
Well, go ahead,
Feeds
George.
their soul.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, with the we've had one snow day this year because we can't operate
Yeah, sure,
if
sure.
the county
Got it.
doesn't let us open. But we've still served over 1,100 meals so far this year, which means we're on track for our numbers for 2025, which was a 150% increase from 2024. So we served almost 5,000 meals last year. You know, and it's the same one. And like Phil said, you can expect the same thing coming through. And I think something that's unique about our community is we understand that people who are coming through might not have been talked to, because this food, what we use this meal for, is a catalyst for building relationships.
Yeah.
Because we do community engagement at Trinity, which is talking to our neighbors, talking to those who are on the street, asking them what the needs are, and coming alongside and lifting everybody up and doing it together. And one of the unique features of Trinity is we have what's called the Homeless Jesus statue right outside. So it's this bronze sculpture of a bench, and Jesus is asleep on it, you know, with a blanket, and you can see the crucifixion marks. And throughout the winter, we'll see people throw blankets on it. We'll get phone calls about somebody asleep on our bench. And what it serves as is a catalyst to break the societal norm of the blinders that we put up around unhoused people. Because you know, there'll be somebody sitting right next to that statue that they'll ignore, because that's what we've taught society to do, but they'll notice the statue because it looks like a dead person's laying there.
That's such a important statement, George. I feel that what you're creating, you and Phil and your gang, is trust. That I think folks trust when they come see you on Sunday, they know what they're going to get. It's a safe place. They're going to get a great meal, maybe some conversation, maybe spark some hope of, you know what, things can be better for me. Everybody wants to be hopeful. Everybody wants to have aspirations, no matter what their current situation is. And I think you maybe open a door a little bit for somebody to have that hope and that inspiration that today, you know, I'm going to turn things around. And we're so proud of you guys and all you the people that you work with. Is there, if somebody wants to, when they see the great video that China and Corey do, is there a number or an email if somebody wants to donate?
Yeah, you can go to our website, trinitytoledo.org.
Trinitytoledo.org.
Yep, there's a spot there where you can give. There's information about our breakfast on there, or you can just email me, george@trinitytoledo.org, and I'm happy to respond and chat with anybody.
It's an important message in an important way that you're delivering. You know, a lot of people have good messages, but you know, it's how it's delivered, how it's said. And you guys are doing it the right way. And, again, with trust and dignity for the people that you work with. And there's nothing more important than that. And Steve is the most giving person I know, Cross and I've ever worked with. And we'll ask Steve to get involved and so we can see if we can help out.
Well, thank you very much. That the support means a lot. I mean, even having us on to talk about it is incredibly gracious. And, I thank you, our community thanks you from the bottom of our heart. I'm sure even Phil does.
Yeah. well, George, Phil knows me. So, he's got
So maybe not.
He's just the heck with that guy. I don't need it. No,
That's
really,
right.
guys.
Yeah.
We're going to stay connected. We want to make a valued partnership here, and we admire what you're doing.
And, we'd love to have you out to get eyes on it, too. If you're ever
that'd be
interested.
great. Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tom Cole, the coach, for Steve Taylor's Community Connection.